Let's do it. Hello, brothers.
We're on a break. We're on a break. Another break.
We are on our first, we're on our first break
Yeah.
And
of
may
the
I,
Happy Together tour.
I'd like to title this first Break Schmake.
Yeah, because I'm thinking everybody out there in listening land are probably going, yeah, okay, so they're on a break. Like, what are they doing on a break? Are they just eating and sleeping, or exactly? And I think that we're going to have three pretty crazy, diverse things that we've all been doing on the break. For me, I'll go first. It's all a matter. It's like before I even go on the leg of the Happy Together tour, I make all these appointments for dentists and doctors and everything that you need to get done that we don't have any time to do. If you don't literally make the appointment, then it's never going to get done. And then so I got home and I'm looking at my calendar and I'm going, oh yeah. And so yeah, I've been to three dentists. I've been to a couple of doctor's appointments,
You're
and
Medical
yeah, so
Mitchell.
yes, I am a medical guy right now, this particular week. And then but yeah, but so today was that. As soon as I'm unnumb,
Yeah,
then
tell
I am
everybody
going
about
to,
your mouth.
well, okay, so I got that crown put in there today. Now, guys, I got to tell you, so this was a tooth that didn't need an implant. It didn't need anything like that. It just was an old tooth that was buckling on the edges. And so he goes, man, let's just crown that. And it's without a root canal. This is just a straight crown. And what happened today, which usually takes months and gobs of money, because the dentist does the root canal and does all that prep, and then somebody else makes the crown. Well, guys, I sat there today almost like a 3D printer, and they took a picture and they put a cube of this material that is the crown, so ceramic, I imagine, something like that. And they take a square and they put it in this machine. And then in about 40 minutes, this machine is like going, it's like a lathe, it's going, and it's chipping away at this square. Now it's no longer a square. And then at the end of it, there is the crown. And they
It's
just
much like
open the door.
a
They take the
statue.
crown out of there. We go in and I watched it happen. And then we put it in and it's
It's like
perfect.
a statue of a crown in your mouth.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Statue building right
So, but
there.
it was very strange looking, and I said to Tom, Dr. Tom, I said, "So wow, it's like a 3D printer." He goes, "Yeah, it's not a 3D printer. It's something else. It's just one." But he goes, "But by next year or the year after, we're going to be 3D printing everything." And I go, "Wow, so no more prosthetic technicians, the people that make the crowns and bridges and the full uppers and lowers and partials. That guy is not going to be needed ever again."
He is
So
obsolete.
young children going to school don't become prosthetic techs. And funny, we laughed, and Dr. Tom goes, "Hell, they're not going to need me in a while." And then, but he
Yeah.
did say that they already have a robot that does the teeth, like the robot did the prostate. Well, now they got a robot, but the dentist still needs to be behind everything and twisting and turning the
Yeah.
knobs.
The Wizard of
So
Oz.
Well, I'm
yeah, pretty
fully,
much.
it's like they come up, they'll have teeth that will chew for you, but you're going to need the mouth. It's
Yeah,
like that.
so and look at, so you guys saw this, so all those three here, so that's all brand new
Oh yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Look at you.
I didn't have
Peter,
any of that on the whole first leg.
You sure did.
I
And we
felt like
can fly.
I felt like yeah, yeah. I always tried to have the mic like right here, and I would sing like that. And so when I was
Listen,
up the
I'm the
front
only
row, we
one
could
who
see,
saw
wow, the
that.
cat has no teeth up top.
I'm the only one who saw that. I promise.
Yeah. But anyway, but that's all going to be over, and it's a great thing. And that's it from me, man. I'm just I'm going to take the next few days to rest actually and get ready to go. But I do have some appointments next week as well, so it's crazy. It's crazy. So that's me though. That's what I've done
All
and that's
right,
what I'm
Polly
doing.
in a nutshell.
I've
Bob, you
already
want to
made
go
my
next?
appointments. I actually, guys, and you know how short the leg is in between this end of this leg and then starting the third leg. We got to go to Friday Harbor. And I have actually, in between all of that, I've squeezed in the last dental appointment to get that guy put in. Okay. And that's like on the 23rd. We're leaving on the 25th. I'll pack on the 24th. And ay. So anyway, you can see it hasn't been very relaxing yet.
No, your break sounds like break schmake
no.
too.
So
Yeah.
that's my break. What do you guys have?
Susan, you want to go? I'll go.
I'll
Who
go. I
goes?
think Bob's will be the
You
most
go. Come
entertaining.
on.
So we'll do mine. Mine's more, more along your lines, Paul. So usually I just do want everybody to know when I come home, my MO, and I learned this from Howard Kalin. We're home for 2 weeks. Those first 3 days, nada, nobody. You just stop
Yeah.
because you guys like you have heard us talk about how our bodies
know
feel
'em.
that day.
Yeah.
But it's also you have been in a bubble, what carts you all around. Your thinker is just literally on pause for very minimal activity. So when you
Yeah.
come home to the real world where there's schedules, times, cars, places to go, people to see, come and go, it's very alarming right away. So that's what we normally do. I got home on this break. Now we have our Nina, our beloved Nina, and a lot of people know Nina. That's Russ's mom. And a mom was in the hospital with pneumonia and a blood clot or two while I was gone. And so she got released the day before I got home from break. And so came home to a schedule of, because mom is a home girl. We got her home from the hospital. We've all been taking care of her. It has been a litany of oxygen tanks, Walgreen runs, pads, meds, and scheduling. I mean, we have this big giant easel at my mother-in-law's house, and it has all of our names on it. It's Jules, it's Kelly, it's Nick, it's Susan, it's Miranda, and we are so and so's from 2 to 6, and then so and so's from 6 to this, and then somebody's a sleepover. And then sometimes these signals get very crossed. And then there's this lady in the middle of all of it going, what in the hell's going on here? One of you guys know Sydney. She's like
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know her.
independent women. She's been
Yeah.
running our shows for us for the last 20 years that I've been involved.
Yeah.
And she is PO'd because what? Everybody's in her house. You've seen her house. It looks like a showroom. She's, it's hilarious. And like mom's heading down dementia row, but right now mom's still very much mom enough to know that this is all bullshit, to quote her. And I know we don't usually cuss here, but I'm simply telling you what my mother-in-law has been saying. Well, she says to us, because we have to give her morning meds and night meds, and anybody who gives it to her, well, in her mind, she's had them already 6 times a day. She told Miranda the other day, well, shit, you're the third person trying to OD me before noon. Because she just sees that she's like taking her pills and now we're giving them. And it's
Oh, that's too funny.
It's been pretty entertaining. And I'll tell you what, though, we've had some laughs. And mom has, mom knows everybody is. We're not even there yet. But in fact, she still says she's going to call the cops on us because we stole her car.
Oh man, is she going to lunch still and doing her social?
What? No, I left. She got sick, went in the hospital 9 days, and that chick is not to be found. We are following around with the longest green cord and the machine. She's on oxygen.
Shifts.
And shifts. She cannot she can't walk alone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Copy.
Okay.
So until she gets in that bed at night, and look, she's up and running though. Sid's doing good. She's coming back. In fact, she's doing too much. She's on blood thinners. If she falls and cracks her head, so it's been that. So I personally just feel like I went to a medical facility.
Right.
That brought my daughter and my granddaughter to it. And so in between all of this, I got SJ and Miranda, and we're having as much fun as we can. And really, and then to your point about the next break, I am not coming home because my people home are going places. Miranda will be gone. Russ will be on the road, and it's such a short turnover. I'm going to go see our dear friend Becky Rossetti, and for all the Council Nation, Becky's not doing it, guys. She's kind of sailing on, beginning to sail on, and it's okay that everybody knows, and everybody does know they've been helping. So I'm going to go see Beck during the next visit and see you guys in Friday Harbor. So for my summer, I might get a T-shirt that says "Break Schmake." Ain't no break. But I tell you what, I'm so grateful to be home because it was driving me nuts being out there with all this stuff going on. with my mom-in-law and I couldn't get back, that's, me, guys, that's not. So
And I can tell it's
yeah.
become a little bit like, okay, Susan's shift is coming up. Well, where's Susan? Well, who's going to cover for Susan now?
Oh,
Right, you got it.
oh, look, Nick's leaving the third, fourth, and fifth. You should have seen that. Wow.
But it's great.
I mean, and here's the thing, guys, if I wasn't doing what I do, I would excuse the class and I'd be the shift, because that would be easier than all this, coming and going, and then who can and who can't and what we're doing.
Oh my
Oh, no,
gosh,
we
yeah.
put the pads on the wrong way. We want them rectangular. They're not, it's crazy. But
a
like,
lot of families, outsource what you're doing for her. And
yeah,
so of course she's thriving. That's because of all of you, and that's the good news there too.
it
You
is
know
the good
that.
news. And
Yeah.
eventually we'll outsource, but that will only be for those practicalities. We'll always be, mom gets to stay home. Fingers crossed for
As
the
long
whole
as
thing.
she can argue with you, I think you keep you gotta keep her
I
around.
don't think that is ever, man. This girl, she gives us some
Yeah,
looks. Can you
yeah.
imagine? But I want to also end that by saying I'm incredibly grateful to be home, to have a great family to help take care of, and our teams have been amazing. And Nicholas he's been right up in there, and Miranda and the baby, and it's been great. So I'm grateful for my break schmake. Okay, now along similar lines but somewhat different. Take it away, Bob.
Well, I went to Texas. The parental units took off. They're not there, and they leave behind the 2 and the 4-year-old boys. And I entered the world of the 2 and the 4-year-old boys, the Ben and Jack world. And it's like it's so different because we have Phoebe and we have Savannah. And for people that understand things, we're a very online family in terms of we see each other's kids and babies, and we all see each other's growth, and everyone's go, oh, and we have 2-year-olds around and 4-year-olds around, and so you wonder about them. And so Phoebe's the girl, so we get the kids monogram. She need big chairs for the 2-year-olds, and Phoebe, the girl, she sits in it. She watches TV. She sits with her dolls. The 2 boys have
Savannah
each
too.
their chair. These become slides, jungle gyms, monkey bars, weaponry. It's like they're one fall away from like, please don't fall. I can't have a bump on the head. I can't have a trip to the emergency room during this time when your parents are away. I can't have any of this. I want to lock them up into the toy closet. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then God bless him, the 4-year-old who's potty trained, he goes to school. He's mentally decided that I need to regress. My parents are gone. They've never been gone. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know anything about the potty anymore. So now,
Not right
Yeah.
now
now,
I'm
Bob.
dealing with that. And sure enough, Dad comes home at night. I have to go to potty. And the sentence I dreamed of for 5 days, I heard he was barely in the door, and Ben saying, "Let's go to the potty." And but they're great
Tell
guys.
about the 30-minute meltdown.
Well, we have only once in the 5 days did the 2-year-old Jack have a bona fide in his bedroom 2-year-old meltdown at bedtime. You know, I won't. This is how Jack is emphatic. I won't sleep ever.
Wow.
And he's just standing there, and then he starts
Screaming.
crying. And at this point, I'm a grandfather, man. I'm giving in. You want 10 cookies? Here, have 10 cookies. I and
You want to stay
so
up till 2? Fine.
just one, and
Yeah.
they got along. Paul, you had 2 boys. They got along. Okay, all of a sudden everything's great. Then all of a sudden somebody has something that is theirs, but the other one's decided it isn't theirs. It's there. It's his, and
Mm.
everyone knows whose it is. But we're going to pretend there's something, and they
Wow.
right out of the hand, and the fit hits the shan with the 2-year-old. If he takes any, oh my God, it's so amazing. But then the 2-year-old Jack's a sidekick. He does everything Ben does, but they'll just run. They have this big house with a wooden floor, and they'll just run.
Bob,
Don't fall. Don't, hey
yeah,
guys,
question.
don't fall. Don't fall.
How did you
Yeah.
manage that? Because look, I have one and wooden floors, and she's a runner. And I am in a pretty big state of perplexity because I mean, one smack and whew, how did you
You
handle
are,
two boys?
you can't. You pray to God, and you
You
honestly
pray.
hope that they don't hit each other or anything, because you know what can happen. People fall the wrong way.
Yeah.
You got to slow them down, you know. And
You got
by
to
the
put
way, during
rubber shoes
Yeah.
on them, right? So they don't slip.
barefoot, they're barefoot in this
Oh,
thing.
that's better.
It's so hot
Yes.
out, you guys. This is Texas. It's so hot out. We're not even
Do
outside. We
they do
can't
a
do
lot
it.
of TV time? Can you stick them in? Can you stick them in front of the TV?
I gave, okay, well, yeah, TV time. Here's what you want to do. At 7 a.m. when they get up, you want to turn Bluey on. And at 7
Bluey.
p.m. when it's bedtime, you want to turn Bluey off. But you can't do that. Okay. So we gave
Oh,
2 rounds of TV, is all I gave them. And then they play with each other. You know, they're boys. They get
Sure.
into
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
stuff out of nothing, you know. So that was cool. And it's just changing the diapers with the 2-year-old every single time. And I did it every time. And every time he lay back, he'd scream for a minute and say, only mommy, only mommy. Changes diapers. And I'm saying, mom's
Oh,
not here. Mom's not here. Mom's not here.
And is he
Only
writhing and is he arching and doing everything?
only for a second. All I got to do is like I have to take his pants. If I put the pants on my head as a hat, I win. Okay. If
Right.
if I if I put a clean diaper, cross it on my head while I'm changing the real one, I win. I know how to do them, you know, and make them
Sure.
stop
No, for
right.
sure.
in that setting. I said only once was the meltdown. Like, am I going? This
Yeah.
he's not going to stop. He's not going. I'm giving in.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Did you
and the
take them
problem
out?
was the
Go ahead.
problem was simply that his at 7 p.m. it was his bedtime, but Ben, his brother, was still downstairs. I find out this is the problem. This is what's in front of me.
Mm.
You know,
Because they
in the
go
old
together.
days, I would have been laying him down thinking the diaper pin was sticking him. Remember that day? Remember the old days?
Right,
Now you have
right.
to
Where's he
figure what
crying?
side that Velcro's going on.
Why is he screaming? There's no reject the diaper pin. You know,
Dude,
but
don't
I
you
think
hate it when you have it on backwards and you're almost there and you finally got it and you
oh
realize, oh,
oh that
and
happened.
now the Velcro's backwards. Can't have
That's
that.
yes, that
Can't
Now,
have
happened.
that.
Bob, did you take them to Chuck E. Cheese or anything?
No, they are not of an age for restaurant behavior. If I said, okay,
Okay.
boys, restaurant behavior, they're gonna look at me like, what are you talking about? You know, no,
Got yeah.
there's gonna be
That's an
none of that.
acquired reality.
Besides, they don't eat. I don't know how they gain weight. They don't eat. You make these little meals that just they don't eat. How do you eat? Why don't you eat? You know, and I'm reporting to the parents. Yeah, yeah, everything's great. They're eating everything.
They're
They
not
like do
eating.
these boys eat food? You know, they want
Got
cookies,
yeah.
and we got the
Snacks,
favorites.
yeah.
They
There's
love the
look,
milk.
look, look, look.
Remember, they're only 4 and
SJ
2.
is
They're still milking. You know.
Right,
SJ
right, right.
doesn't eat much. I mean, Miranda would only eat Kraft mac and cheese and broccoli till she was 4. That
And
was
hers
it. And
was
I
Oh,
say to her
avocado.
doctor,
Yeah.
and he said, "Look, no kid ever died. She's fine.
No,
It's
right.
they're okay, pretty
yeah,
much always."
it's so
But
good.
Well,
my
you have
girl, she
to,
doesn't
yeah,
eat
but you
much.
have to think, how are they gaining weight?
You do have to
I
wonder.
mean, yeah, it's 5 days. It's like, and at first you kind of make spaghetti. Well, no one likes spaghetti.
Oh,
Apparently they don't like this. I mean, I get the little meals the mom left, you know, the little frozen dinosaur chickens, you know,
We have
right,
those.
right,
and
right.
I love those. But I introduced boys, I introduced them to maple cookies, and uh, maple
Oh
cookies
man.
became bounty, became bribery tools, became all kinds of
Yeah,
things. You know?
yeah.
And they know how to take them apart and
Nice.
lick the middle. They're so funny.
They will never for well,
Hey, but
little bit might, but Big
I
Ben
gotta
won't
tell
ever
you,
forget it.
I gotta tell you, the TV shows. Look, you guys, they were brutal to Charlie Brown. They abused him. They called him names. You know, the Three Stooges. Not like we went out and acted like them, but this is what we're watching. Okay, these kids are not watching
Right.
anything. Like they're learning about engineering, community help, you
Got
know,
yeah.
Being
problem
kind,
solving, kindness.
being
You
kindness.
know, and
Yep.
so all of these shows are
Love
teaching
it.
something. where our shows were simply entertaining us. Okay, this is
But it was
Exactly.
entertainment. Yeah,
kids being mean to other kids. The Rascals, they
Look, you
always had
guys,
somebody they were going to
always.
put
That was
Fatty in the
reality TV.
laundromat, and so yeah.
But
well,
that kind of
we're
educational stuff.
sitting. The Rascals, we're sitting six boys watching the Rascals, and they hit that sign up on their clubhouse, no girls allowed. And we're like, you're darn right, like we're all over that.
Yeah.
But look, that kind of children's programming came in with Sesame Street. That was the first. Maybe we should try and teach them a little more than no,
You're
no,
right.
no.
Yeah, yeah, for
Of
sure.
course, Sesame Street pushed it a little because Bert and Ernie, man, like these are two kids without parents with their own apartment. I mean,
I'm
seriously,
with you. I think
no,
there was
they
some
go to bed
underlying learning
together.
going on.
Gee, Bert, I'm scared of the dark.
You know,
Okay,
they
Ernie,
were
you'll be
roommates.
okay. Just
yeah,
get
you'll
in
be
bed.
They
okay.
were
It's like
roommates, you guys.
we're the
Bet
parents, they
you.
were roomies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
But
and
I
then
mean,
the
it's kind of beautiful because, I mean, you're going to learn everything else out there. So it's kind of nice they're sending them out with the idea to, you know, be
yeah,
nice.
but
Yeah,
they tried to balance
yeah.
Sesame Street with Barney, and now we're gonna love everybody. So Barney was like, and people were saying, well, was your kid a Sesame Street kid? Yeah, mine was Sesame. Oh, mine was a Barney kid, back
My
then.
first husband told me because Miranda was of Barney age, he was
Okay.
popular during her time.
Yeah.
And Peter said to me, he goes, look, can my kid please at least learn to talk before you let her listen to Barney? Because I don't want her to talk to me like
Oh,
this. Good morning, Dad. Because that's how
yeah,
I
yeah.
said, yeah, Peter, I can give you that.
That's
Yeah.
funny. I had my kids watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I thought that was probably the most important, influential movie that they could see to help them in the future.
Your children watch the Electric Company and Street, brother. I watched it with them.
They watched Sesame Street, but those were the movies I wanted them to
Oh, yeah,
see.
we saw the real deal.
I'll report in on the Bluey generation later as I watch them.
Well, what we're going to want is we're going to
And
want you to check in with their parents, and then we're going to want an update from the parents exactly how the kids regurgitated their trip with you back to them. I
to say, Ben, the 4-year-old, this guy's like doing 59-piece puzzles of the universe on his bedroom floor, real puzzles.
Nice.
He's doing computer puzzles. He's already getting
Oh,
like Logan gets where I can't explain these smart little kids,
They're
okay? Like,
smart. I got one too. I
yeah,
do. She's 2.5 and
you
she can
can't
count
believe it.
backwards from 10 in a heartbeat,
I mean, Logan
10,
and his
9,
buddies,
8, 7.
you hear Logan and his friends on the headphones on a Saturday morning. You hear Logan on the headphone. They're talking. They're not
oh
playing
wow.
a video game. They're writing and creating it, and they really are. They're going
Oh,
to
there's
have
Yeah.
the
big
grid.
money in that too,
This
Bob.
is the room you go into. And they've got the grid on the side that's black and white with all the commands. I don't know how they learn it, and
This is a
they're
career
writing
Right.
that kids have now.
a video game. Yeah, because they have played
They're
many of them,
Yeah,
creating
of
it.
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Crazy.
it's been a
Wow,
hoot.
y'all guys. Wow.
And now I'm in Rhode Island with the 10 and 8-year-old, and it's so easy because they're self-sufficient. They're
Yep.
over. I need my mommy here. I want mommy now. None of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great
And so
going to
how
them.
is Claire still playing ball?
Yeah, her team. She was the championship. They won the whole thing.
Oh,
Okay, they won the
beautiful.
whole thing, and it's so funny because I went to some games and the softball. I'm used to coming from serious sports. Okay. Never did I get a sense any of the parents of the softball team here ever knew the score, ever
Yeah.
really knew anything, the record of the team.
Yeah.
Oh, how sad.
I
It's
even
how they do
Courtney,
it in
yeah, even Courtney
recreational
and
ball.
Claire themselves, a mother and a player, were shocked that they were in the championship game. So you just lose
Oh,
track of things.
Maybe
I
unless
see.
you're
I
Paul,
really
see.
those primary
I
players,
mean,
it still might just be.
well, think of the baseball days, championship game, man. It's like, we're packing coolers, we're packing cars, we're like, oh, we're
Right,
in the
right, right.
championship game. Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, somebody's keeping score.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
All right, so guys, that's it. And we're
That's
going to be
us,
all in San
man.
Jose on July 9th, coming back on our tour. And we'll
Yep.
be in Saratoga, I think, on the 10th, at the Mountain Winery.
Mountain
Yes.
Winery.
We're going to pick it
Yep.
up there and
Yep.
That's a beautiful place to
sing some
start.
more.
Mountain Winery. Yep.
Have a blast.
Okay.
Okay, my family, my friends. Hey, we'll see you next Tuesday on the road, right? Is that what I'm
Where are we
Oh.
next Tuesday? We're still on the road. Is that the 9th? Could be back on the tour.
Hold on.
Hang
Pretty
on.
close to it,
Hang
that's
on.
for sure.
Hold on. Who can get there first?
Yeah, if
Home
you
from
find out, because we may be asking for an excuse of being late if it's the day we have to leave for the tour.
it's the 9th. We travel on the 9th.
Yeah. What day of the week is that?
That is a Wednesday. Arriving Thursday in San
Okay, so next
Jose
Wednesday
at the
we're out of
hotel.
here. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll like ourselves Wednesday if we do the episode Tuesday before we leave, but
We will, but if we're
Yes.
there on Thursdays saying,
yeah,
let
we
it
could
snow,
travel
let it
Wednesday.
snow, let
Yeah.
it snow.
And on Tuesday we could say,
Okay.
hey, you guys, tomorrow's a travel day, so I'm gonna have to put some podcasts to Thursday.
Oh, the weather outside is
It's
frightful,
frightful.
and the fire is so
Well, I mean, but
delightful.
really all of it tells us is that, if we weren't to do it on a Tuesday or even a Monday of next week, which is coming on us, then, we're going to be late again.
Yes,
Sweep
that
it
would
on
be
Monday or
exactly
Tuesday,
what it
right?
would be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, why
Maybe
don't
we
we
should
do
change the day to Thursday.
No, because
Till-
then we'd be Friday people. No, 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 no.
That's
Come
true.
on
That's
now,
Yeah,
true.
we
Buffalo.
would
You know
just
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
we would move our whole policy down with it.
Listen, what's going to
Yeah.
happen on the road, y'all? We're going to be wanting to do it Monday.
That's good. And you know what? We'll give you a little report on the second half of our break, and we'll kick off the new way. And if you don't hear from us, you know what happened. And don't worry
We're
about
late.
it. We're late. We'll be there. So
We're
everyone
just
have
late. We're
fun.
coming. We're here.
We'll see you all in
Yeah, it's not
the
like we're
West
not going
Coast
to
one.
come because we will.
Right. We're
Okay.
live.
We're
We'll
live.
talk
We're
about
Memorex.
professional things next time, like gigs and stuff. So
Okay, we
Yes.
might even have a guest. Lord even knows. Who knows?
oh yeah, I am.
Look, you're both going to talk.
Yeah.
All right, I got to go. I'm
Well,
going to Walgreens. I love
we
you.
can certainly get John on. Come on.
Bring John. And guys,
Yeah.
we need to be
Hey,
honest.
let's
We need
get
to be
John.
honest.
He likes everything.
Whenever we
Yeah,
need a
bring
famous,
John.
Mikey.
interview, we can use
Look at
Johnny.
John.
Always have
I
him
like
as a
it.
filler. Should we call him a filler? No, not really.
No.
But honestly,
Oh, I
it's
call him a
better.
guest.
Yeah, because if we have a
Guest.
guest, we all have to get up early and go to Wikipedia and look up the guest and
We don't have
study
to
the
look
Right.
Johnny
guest.
up.
Let the
Nope.
guests know we know who they are
All right,
and
let's
what they
shoot for
did.
Tuesday with Juano Capistrano.
I
Okay,
like
Juan,
it.
we're gonna
All
get
right,
John.
guys. I love you.
All right,
Bye.
next week,
No
guys.
studying there.
No studying there.
Later.